on, guys? It's White Chaos, so welcome back to another live stream or video here on the YouTubes. I'm actually going to be going over all of 1.6 in detail. I was going to make this like an actual video, like a 10-minute video or something, you know, just using all my bullet points and such, but I really didn't want to work on a 6-hour video just to do that. So I decided, may as well just live stream it and talk about it live for you guys, and we'll talk about anything that comes out in 1.6. So right here, they released this article actually about a day ago on the 20th. It's now the 21st. I'm getting to it a little bit late. Been kind of busy in the past 24 hours, so I haven't really gotten to it. Practically every other Division YouTuber has already actually done this. I'm finally getting to it now, so I guess that means I'm pretty lazy, huh? I don't know. But we're going to be going over all this information. I'm not sure how long this will take, but I also want to just... I was confused. I was reading the chat. I just want to go through all of it, whether it takes 30 minutes or an hour, and talk about some of it here and there with you guys, and I think that would be pretty fun. So, yeah, let's do this. So far in the stream, we got Halo Central with that big old smiley face. We got Kraken, Killa, Omarion Clark, Doge Tokyo. Oh, false advertising. Okay, thanks Doge. We got Epic Wolf, and we got Dylan and the Gaming Scotsman. Why is he not moderator? Bam, Gaming Scotsman, now moderator. There you go. Yo, Scotty, I know you got your video up. What was it, today? Yeah, I think it was today, like 5 hours ago. But I'm just now getting it up, bruh. So yeah, I guess enough talk about that. Let's start going over it. I already read about half of it. Okay, let's be honest. I read about 1/5 of this already. I actually didn't even read the entire thing. That's why I decided to just, you know, live stream it instead. Oh, look at that. That's sick. Alright, we'll get to that a little bit later on, but I'm going to put my English reading cap on, and we're going to get right into it. What's up, everybody? Am I the real White Chaos? No, I'm a fake one. Alright. Talk about that. Cool. Yeah, my audio's working. I just had to check. Alright, sweet. Let's get into it. At the same time as we release Expansion 3 Last Stand and the Last Stand game mode, we will be releasing the free update 1.6 to all of our players, with the major overhaul begun on 1.4. And the symbolic conclusion of that work in 1.5, we're ready to bring you even bigger and better content. Thus, update 1.6 will bring the regular balancing tweaks and changes, including some major ones detailed below, but at the same time, we'll expand the game's map and new special events, revamp the named gear, add Dark Zone leaderboards, and release a whole new difficulty level. Awesome. Can't wait to read more. I don't know if you guys can hear my... That's just me breathing in between words just to catch my breath, alright? So, hopefully that doesn't become too annoying. I apologize. Let's continue right into it. Update 1.6 will release for free on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, as well as Dreamcast. Can't forget that one. You can read more about the separate Last Stand game mode in our Intelligence Annex number 13, Taking a Stand. Well, I don't know if we're going to go into that, but there's a lot of info here to go over regardless. Remember that update 1.6 will be available on the public test server that's coming soon, and that the balancing and system discussed below are subject to change. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your feedback, so join us on the upcoming PTS forums to discuss the update. There might be additional changes coming based on feedback from the workshops with the Elite Task Force held at Red Storm Studios on January 11th through 13th. Those 3 days were filled with fantastic and productive meetings and discussions on all the topics below and more. We're incredibly grateful that the members of the ETF took time out of their busy lives to come visit us and help us make the game better for everybody. It's worth noting that 1.6 will not bring a new world tier. We don't want you to have to go through old content to increase your gear score again before you can do any new activities. This way you'll be able to jump straight into it. Also, update 1.6 will include bug fixes not covered in this article, so check out the patch notes to find out more about those. Here we go, guys. We're finally getting into the juicy details. The Northern Front. Update 1.6, the gates in the northern parts of the Dark Zone will open, and Dark Zones 7, 8, and 9 will finally become available. While the Dark Zone has never been the most welcoming place in New York, the situation upon... Wait, hold on. Sometimes I don't read things correctly. The situation up in Dark Zone 7 through 9 is especially dire. We don't want to spoil too much in this article, so we'd rather have you experience the new areas on your own, and there's a couple of surprises waiting for you in there. In total, these new areas, including all the vertical space, like rooftops, underground locations, almost double the playable size of the current Dark Zone. That is really cool. That we heard, we actually heard that from the, what was it? The State of the Game the other day on the 19th. So I can't wait for that. It's going to be just a lot of videos with practically endless content in the Dark Zone, so I'm really excited for that. Look at these cool pictures. I'm probably going to download every one of these pictures and use them for thumbnails when I see fit. Yeah, the thumbnail of this video is actually the one on the cover page, but we don't need to get into that. Okay, where did we just leave off? Okay, right here. Follow the same format as Dark Zone 1 through 6. DZ 7 through 9 are filled with roaming NPCs and landmarks, and the further north you go, the more challenging it gets. It's not a place for the faint-hearted, and includes some of the coolest and eeriest set pieces in the division. Dark Zone 7 is located just north of DZ 6, with 8 and 9 spreading out to the east of that. Oh, I actually did not know that. That's pretty cool. Placing them north of the Midtown East District. Whew, that is pretty cool. Let's see. Was there something? I think I wanted to go over one of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Back in the day, like 1.1, like 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, I believe the further you went up from DZO 1 to 6, the harder it did get. I think it was split up, like 1 and 2 were the same difficulty, then 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. Right now, all that's the same difficulty, and it looks like going from 7, 8, and 9, it's going to get more challenging like it used to, so that's really awesome. Can't wait for that. I did like that back in the day, but I also like the setup how they have now, so either way, it's going to be pretty awesome. Okay, I don't think I read this part yet. The new landmarks can have multiple waves of enemies spawning after you, killing... Dang, I can't read. Guys, this is the kind of stuff that I, cut out of videos. when you hear me, like my tone change... I try to hide it as best as possible. I'll be like, let's see an example right here. I'm gonna highlight this. An example would be like, the new landmarks can have multiple waves of enemies. I'll mess up on spawning, and then I'll start from spawning after you. The tone is just so different. So when you hear the video, it's like, the new landmarks can have multiple waves of enemies spawning after. It's wicked. I try to hide it as best as I can, but sometimes it gets through. But, I just want to share that with you guys right now. Alright, let's do this for real. The new landmarks can have multiple waves of enemies spawning after you've killed the initial NPC enemies. Clearing landmarks will now award you with additional loot directly into your inventory, bypassing the need to extract. I really like that. That is so cool. That is awesome. So, you still have to extract your loot, but you get these extra rewards that you don't need to extract, which is really cool. Can you read the fitness gram pacer test instead? I'll plan on it. I don't remember how it went, but those were the days. Those were the days. While we're increasing the size of the Dark Zone, we're not increasing the amount of players present in each Dark Zone instance. In practice, this means that players will be spread out more, opening up more opportunities for PvE with the increase in area size. We've also made it possible to fast travel between Dark Zone checkpoints, which means I'll upload my weekly vendor resets a bit faster. I'm actually really excited for that. Weekly vendor resets around the Dark Zone, going from place to place. Oh, it's not fun. And guys, if I'm breathing heavily, I apologize. I'm not in any, great shape or anything. I'm not, like, unhealthy, but I mean... I just don't do it either. Alright, yeah, let's move on from that. You guys don't need to hear that. We're very excited to extend the map and bring you these new areas to explore. Summary of the new Dark Zone areas. The Dark Zone has been expanded with 3 new areas, Dark Zone 7 through 9, north of the Dark Zone 6 and Midtown East. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by this. 3 new areas, north of the Dark Zone 6, which classifies Dark Zone 7 and 9? I don't know what they're doing here. I don't understand. So, I don't know. Maybe they're split up 3 new areas. Maybe they're saying 7, 8, and 9. They're just saying it weird here. New landmarks featured waves of enemies. Landmarks awarded you with additional loot placed directly into your inventory. Fast travel between Dark Zone checkpoints has become available. Really cool. Now, this next thing coming up, Contamination events. This sounds really awesome. Let's go into it. We're also adding new special events to the Dark Zone. Contaminated body bags have been piling up in parts of the subways below the Dark Zone, increasing the strength of the virus in those areas. The cleaners have started sweeping these locations, burning everything in their path, including civilians who happen to get in their way. Roughly every hour, elite cleaners will appear in the underground locations in the Dark Zone, and it's your job to stop them. A word of warning though, the contamination has reached unprecedented lethal levels in these places, so your virus filter will not be able to enough to resist it. Act quickly and learn how to manage your health while venturing into the contaminated underground. So that's really cool. So you go into the underground in certain areas, and you got a time limit to get in there and get out. So let's say 20 minutes. It's probably not going to be 20 minutes, but that's really cool and exciting. I cannot wait for that. Summary of the contamination events. So essentially, these summaries are just bullet points. You guys probably caught on to that. New contamination events have been added to the Dark Zone. Roughly every hour, elite cleaners will spawn in the Dark Zone underground. Contamination in those areas will reach lethal levels, so your virus filter will not be able to resist it. Really cool. Now finally, Dark Zone leaderboards. Another addition coming to the Dark Zone is leaderboards, which will allow you to compare yourself and other players. Actually, before I continue that, everybody in chat right now, what are your thoughts about the contamination events? Those of you learning about it for the first time right now, or those of you who have already watched videos on this, what are your thoughts on contamination events? I personally think it's going to be really fun. It'll add a lot to the game, and can't wait. But what's your guys' opinion on that? I'm going to read over the DZ leaderboards, and we'll see if anybody actually responds. Another addition coming into the Dark Zone is leaderboards, which allows you to compare yourself with other players across a wide variety of activities on a weekly and a monthly basis. The activities tracked are divided between PvP and PvE. For PvP, they include rogue kills, manhunt, survived, and extraction hijacked. For the love of God, why can't they include kills while rogue? They need to include that because, I mean, I personally go rogue more than killing rogues. I mean, I assume a lot of people do that. I'm not sure. There may be specific people out there that's like, no, I only hunt rogues. That's my prime objective. But I usually 80% of the time go rogue instead of, hunt down rogues. So hopefully they include some leaderboard like that. That would be cool. Manhunt survives. Oh, I already read that. For PvE, we will be tracking activities like NPC, enemy killed, locked chests looted, and items extracted. Okay. All the tracked activities will be turned into a total score, so similar to how survival is once you extract, which is divided into 3 tiers, and the higher your score is compared to your fellow Dark Zone players, the better rewards you will earn when the leaderboards reset. So summary of the Dark Zone leaderboards. Leaderboards have been added to the Dark Zone, tracking a wide range of different activities, both in PvP and PvE. All tracked activities will be turned into a total score. Really cool. Leaderboards ranking are divided into 3 tiers and will give out rewards when they reset on a weekly and a monthly basis. Sweet. Let's see how people feel about the contamination stuff. No more camping underground. I love it. Nesty. It's cool. The contamination events are non-toxic, toxic environment. Oh, nice. OP events. Gross. I don't know, man. These interior fights are going to be boss. I think they are too, man. I think they're going to be pretty awesome. It's cool to me. X die. Okay, moving on. Okay, before I can... What? Okay, before I leave, can I get a... Oh, I don't know how to do that. Can I make a noise for that face? Oh! Okay, that's my noise. You got one of those. I don't know. It sucks, man, because the one guy's is better than never go rogue. All right, cool. We read over all the the contamination events thing. I think it's going to be really fun. You guys think so as well. So let's continue on to the legendary difficulty. I honestly cannot wait to start releasing videos on this. Very exciting stuff here. All right, let's get into it. For this update, we wanted to give our hardcore players a real challenge. In order to do so, a legendary difficulty mode has been added to 3 missions in the game: Times Square, Warrengate Power Plant, and Napalm Production Site. This mode is supposed to be the most challenging mode in the game, even more so than Heroic Incursions, and is really going to test your build, your tactics, and your group's synergy. Really cool. So I'm going to start trying to highlight the paragraphs that I'm reading so you guys can kind of keep up. Cool. You won't be fighting the same enemies you usually will fight in those missions, though all the previous content has been taken out and replaced with new, powerful, and much smarter LMB enemies that use more advanced tactics against you and your team. They'll react to your skills and status effects, will be hard to hit since they keep a low profile, will constantly try to flank you, and you really don't want to get into that melee range of them. If you've fought the Hunter in survival, you have had a brief taste of what is coming. That's really scary. Okay, I'm not gonna have fun doing that, but it'll probably turn out to a very fun and entertaining video if I end up doing those. I'm so bad, I probably won't be able to complete them. I'll probably have Disturbed Gaming carry me. So we'll look out for that. New video coming out, Disturbed Gaming carrying White Chaos and the crew in 1.6 Legendary mode. Alright, so there's a wide range of different enemy types, practically covering most of the enemy archetypes in the game, so probably surrounding builds and skills and such like that, which will keep you on the edge of your seat all the way through the missions. There's also named enemies thrown into the mix, complete with their own set of behaviors, roles, and skills. While legendary difficulty does scale to the amount of players present, scaling enemy damage and health similar to challenging mode, you could theoretically be soloed. So soloing it, it's very much intended for organized group play with dedicated roles. That's really fun. So in Destiny they have raids, right? I guess the closest thing to compare that with the Division are the incursions, but a lot of people don't think it's similar. I mean, they're similar, but they're not like the exact same thing. This Legendary may be I guess their take on raids. Like in World of Warcraft or, of course, Destiny, what I'm comparing it to. So we'll see how it turns out. Maybe in the future, or I don't know, maybe down in this list they'll actually put raids in. I doubt it. I didn't really hear anything about that, so I guess we'll wait and see. But Legendary still sounds really, really fun and real challenging, so we're gonna have some fun with videos on that. The enemies you'll face will be a mix of normal, veteran, and elite enemies. The main challenge in Legendary is not from the amount of health the enemies have, it is about learning how to deal with their tactics and strategies. Legendary difficulty comes from within its own, I can't read because I don't know English, exclusive vanity items that you can't get anywhere else in the game, and will of course reward you for your heroic deeds with a ton of rewards. In the future, we plan to expand this new difficulty mode to additional missions. Exclusive vanity items for completing it. Really, really cool. They had something similar to that in Destiny on the most hard difficulties, and they're doing that in the Division. That is really, really cool. So if you see somebody in the Dark Zone with a purple freaking outfit, you know they're badass and they're probably better than you in all standards. So I honestly can't wait. Summary of Legendary Difficulty. Legendary Difficulty mode has been added to Times Square, Warren Gate Power Plant, and Napalm Production Site, and features new, powerful, and smart enemies. Legendary Difficulty is the most challenging content in the game and is intended for organized groups. Legendary Difficulty rewards you with unique vanity items not available elsewhere in the game on top of the regular rewards. Very, very cool. So, I'm very excited for Legendary Difficulty. I hope you guys are too. Let me know how excited if you guys are gonna actually try completing it, or just have more fun watching other people complete it here on YouTube. What's your take on it? I think Legendary Difficulty is gonna add a lot to the game just because of the challenge. It's not gonna be a thing that you can complete probably every day. Maybe a thing that you just have to be in the right mindset to complete. So what are your guys' thoughts on it? If you guys have already commented those thoughts, just retype them in again because I'll be reading them. Why Chaos? Are you a PlayStation gamer too? I do have a PlayStation. The only time I booted it up really in the past couple months was to play Knack, and next time I'll probably be booting it up is to complete Knack again. I've already beat that game like 6 times a few years ago when it first came out. But next time I'll be booting that on is when I'm going to be live streaming Horizon Zero Dawn. Won't be the highest quality of stream, but I'll be live streaming it from my PS4. I don't have an Elgato capture card or nothing. So maybe in the future I'll do that, but I'm definitely going to be streaming that when it releases, I think in February next month, like exactly a month from now. So I guess stay tuned for that if you guys are excited to see that game. Alright. Will the certain missions have different loot? Probably. I mean, they'll have, let's just say they'll drop 10 items for you, like 10 256 gear pieces, and then they'll probably drop a couple of the exclusive loot items from those missions. So I'm assuming there's going to be some different loot from, let's see, Warren Gate Power Plant, Napalm, and Times Square. So let's say in Times Square you complete it, you can build up a yellow suit, I guess, or in Warren Gate Power Plant, your suit is going to be blue, and Napalm Production Site, your suit is going to be red. So they may do individual exclusive mission rewards or branch it out to all three. Either the case, I think it's going to be really cool. I guess you got a knack for that? Yeah, I do. Oh, do you really think the next update is going to be really good? Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be real fun. Let's see. For the first month, you'll only be able to get new gear from Legendary Mode. Is that how it... Okay, maybe I'll talk about that a little later. I don't know. Man, that is me. Oh. Oh, what's up, dude? Man, that is me, Super Kill. I think we will use all high-end purple items. Oh yeah, they're making a new color, aren't they? It'll probably be like is there blue? Yes, there is. I don't know. It'll probably be like black or something. I think black would be a cool color. Or no, isn't it red? No, yeah. Never mind. I heard it was red. So I think that'll be pretty cool and, you know, different. Because you're gonna solo legendary mode with my defense only. Jesus, if you can manage that and get it up on YouTube, you got yourself like so many views for that. That'll actually be quite interesting to watch and how you do it. Cool. All right, I guess we'll continue on. Yeah, next on to exotic items and new gear sets. What? Let's get into it. In Update 1.6, named weapons and gear have been given their very own type. They are now called exotics. Parts of that change are cosmetic, as they now have their own color coding to make them stand apart from regular high-end items, both in your inventory and when they drop from enemies. Each of the items have also received flavor and lore text on the item description. Okay, wait a second. So gear and weapons are now called exotics instead of high. Oh, I guess so. Yeah, that makes sense. They're called exotic. Okay, yeah, I get it. Before people would just call them teals, I guess. They're switching. I don't know. Whatever. It's exotics now. That's pretty cool. Each exotic weapon has been given its own unique talent, if it didn't already have one. The other two talents will be rolled as usual. The Hungry Hog, for example, will now become the Gluten talent. Killing a target increases your damage dealt by 20% until you stop firing. Ooh! That is actually really, really cool. While the Tenebrae will have lights out, destroying an enemy weak point, resets skill cooldowns for you and nearby group members? Huh? An enemy weak point. No way. I feel like that's going to be overpowered. I don't know. We'll see how that works. This should give the exotic weapons their own individual personality, and hopefully they will be a lot of fun to us. Note that these talents will not work with the Alpha Bridge 4-piece bonus, which we're also introducing exotic weapon sets. Exotic weapon sets, where you need to have 2 specific exotic weapons equipped to unlock their talent. Oh! That is really cool. Wow, so it's like a weapons version of Alpha Bridge. Wow. So you can use those 2 weapons and then rock a Banshee set if you wanted to. That's really cool. Equip and unlock their talent. For example, the Valkyrie is actually being split in 2. The Hilder and the I don't know how you pronounce those. Whose talents become active and synergize when you have both equipped. That is really cool. Wow. Oh, I cannot wait for that. That sounds really awesome. Some stats on these. How do you guys feel about that? That's the coolest thing I've read in this article so far. That is really cool. I cannot wait. I wonder if you have to get them separately. Will they drop separately? Ooh, if they drop separately, that is awesome. Okay, I'm really excited about that. Some stats on these weapons have been changed as part of their balancing. See the upcoming patch notes for more details on exactly which weapons have been affected and how. All these changes will be retroactive to prevent legacy weapons remaining in the game. Exotic caches that will guarantee an exotic item will be available as a weekly reward from legendary difficulty missions. Oh, very cool. So, okay, I get it. Yeah. So if you complete a legendary mission, once they used to have this on Destiny, you would once a week you would get like 23 strange coins. That was like their big currency. You'd get like their rare currency in that game. You would get like 23 strange coins, and then you would also get, along with that, like 4 pieces of loot from the reward, as well as like a couple from the boss drops. So similar to how the Division works right now with killing bosses at the end of missions, but they actually give you, I guess, more of a reward, like the exotic, the highest tier items once a week. So that's really cool. This is where multiple characters will come into play. As of this point, since the beginning of the Division up until, I guess, the beginning of 1.6, there was really little to no need for having multiple characters. So this right here is a prime example of you starting up your other characters and getting those guys up to level 30. In retrospective, you can move your gear from your good character onto the other character, so you can get those, so you can play the same exact way that you did previously to win it, and then get more loot from doing that. So, tips and tricks with White Chaos: start leveling up to level 30 in all 4 of your characters if you're that hardcore and want to get 4 pieces of exotic caches every week. That's a lot of loot. But if you can manage to, actually complete Legendary, you deserve it. So, the summary of exotic weapons and new gear set. Okay, named gear pieces and weapons are now called exotics and have been given their own color in your inventory. Exotic weapons all have their own unique talent. This change is retroactive. Exotic weapon sets have been introduced. Exotic caches are available as a weekly reward from the legendary difficulty missions. Don't you guys just love how I all over the place when I mess up? Oh, has been confirmed that they're not dual wield, sadly. Oh, okay. They need to add a dual wield gun. Like, even if it's just pistols, they really need to add a dual-wielded weapon. It would add a lot more variety into the game, and I don't know. Maybe they'll do it. They might do it someday. I honestly can't wait. Can you point there? Are you, man? What? Where I'm at? We just got done reading this. Look at that. You guys can. What the heck? Look how the text drags. That's weird. It's like faded. I don't know how that works. So those are the exotic items and new gear set. Here are gear set changes. So, I'm assuming they're adding a new gear set, like a new actual set, but doesn't look like they revealed it in this, unless I'm reading that wrong. So, for the win. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what that gear set is. But here are some gear set changes. As a part of the overall balance, I heard that Alpha Bridge is getting a nerf. Thank the lords. It's about time. As part of the overall balance of the game, we've made a pass on the gear sets. One gear set that has seen some passionate discussions and use in the community since 1.5 is Alpha Bridge. Fuck you, Alpha Bridge. We're changing aspects of it since it is currently mathematically superior to the other gear sets. Instead of the 4-piece bonus sharing all talents when you use 2 weapons of the same category. Okay, I get it. It will now share the free talents from both weapons, except from exotic weapon talents as mentioned above. We will keep a closer look at Alpha Bridge in the PTS and see if there's any other change we want to make. So, instead of 6 talents, they're bringing it down to 5 talents. So, it's not the nerf that I was looking for. What I had in mind was removing the 5% extra damage for the 3-set bonus, and including something similar to how Striker or Sentry works with the stability and or accuracy. I feel like they should have done something like that. Of course, not stability or accuracy, just something different. And I feel like it would have been nerfed enough, but I guess we'll wait and see how this works. So, on your secondary weapon, it's not going to give your freebie talent to the main weapon. So, essentially, you only have 5. Alright, I guess we'll see how that works. It doesn't seem like a complete nerf. I feel like it'll still be overpowered. but I guess we'll wait and see, huh? The Frontline set has become really popular since it was introduced in 1.5. That it has. It has been very popular, one of my favorite gear sets in the game, which we are really happy about since it's so much fun to play with. In Update 1.6, we're making some tweaks to it to balance it more. Please allow us to move a little faster. Just please. The 4-piece bonus will no longer remove your critical hit chance, as it was found to be quite confusing since it didn't apply to all critical hit chance bonuses. Instead, it will remove the effects of any mod, reactive targeting, assault shield, kinetic breaker you have applied to the ballistic shield. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I'll figure it out, and I'll probably make a video on it when 1.6 PTS does come out. So that's something we got to keep in our back pockets for now. I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid and don't understand it. This is 4, not 5. No, it is 5, because if you're using your main weapon, you still have the third talent already unlocked. I don't think it's just going to remove both secondary or third talents, the freebies. You're using your M4 with brutal, destructive, deadly. You're going to keep those 3, but you're only going to get the 2 from your secondary weapon. So unforgiving and responsive. And your third one would be fierce. You would not get fierce on the secondary weapon. So I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Maybe wrong. Yo, White, after the reading of this, can you watch my thing on Alpha Bridge that went up to... Scotty, I will, in fact, never not watch one of your videos. Of course I'll watch it after. How'd you go and pranked you, social experiment, gone sexual. Okay. We're also making changes to the Reclaimer gear set, turning it into a more of a support set. Okay. When it's already been kind of a support set, but looks like they're, improving on it, which is cool. When wearing 4 pieces, the set will activate all the support station mods, life support, immunizer, ammo cache simultaneously. Okay, that's really cool. The 2 and 3 set bonuses will also focus on the support station, increasing its range and duration, respectively. It will no longer have an effect on consumables. Oh wait, what? Tactician's authority will be slightly changed as well. Its buff will no longer run out after 10 seconds. Instead, it will disappear after you use a skill. Wow. For real? Whoa. That doesn't seem like a slight change. That seems like a real big change to the way people play with Tactician's authority. Okay, I never actually made a tac build before, but I was looking to do that in 1.6, so hopefully it'll be at least slightly fun. Regardless, I'll probably enjoy it because it'll be my first time using it, but for others it may not be. Oh, here it is. Oh, you guys were commenting this. I thought you guys were talking about Seeker Balls. Alright, I swear to God, if Seeker Balls are surrounding this gear set. We're introducing a new gear set called Seeker, which will have body shots as its specialty. Its 4-piece bonus will give you a guaranteed critical hit after landing 2 consecutive shots to the body, which can spread out across different enemies. We hope that you guys will come up with some creative uses for the set using different kinds of weapons. Okay, make sure to check out the patch notes for any other numerical tweaks and balance changes to the gear sets. Summary of the gear set changes. Alpha Bridge 4-piece bonus now shares the free talent from your weapon instead of all 3. I'm sorry about that, guys. Frontline's 4-piece no longer removes the critical hit chance. Instead, it removes the effect of any mod you have applied to the shield. The Reclaimer set focuses on the support station. Its 4-piece bonus activates all support station mods simultaneously. It will no longer have an effect on consumables. Tactician's authorities buffs will only disappear after you use a skill. A new gear set, Seeker, has been added to the game. Really, really cool. Can't wait. They need to add a huge 44 Magnum that takes a primary slot and hand cannon. Okay, man, this ain't Destiny, bruh. Reclaimer will be great build in support build. Oh yeah, it will. It essentially already is a support build, but I guess they're, adding more to that. So that's cool. You think Seeker is so dumb? I think it's different. It's different than the normal gear sets that we have right now. That's what Frontline was, or I guess Defense. It was a very different gear set than what we've seen. Seeker is gonna be, I think Seeker is gonna be its own unique thing that not everybody's gonna be rocking, but only those players who know how to use it. Similar to how Defense is, and I think it's great. They're adding some diversity with which is really cool. So let's see how much of this article we have left. Okay, are we even at the halfway point? Yeah, we about are. Okay, I kind of want to speed things up, so let's get into it. I just read this, right? Yes, okay. Armor and resistances. Cool! Alright, I heard about this a little bit. As it stands right now, armor is the perceived best in-slot bonus for gear. If you can roll armor on something, you will, and you can do a lot of DPS and be tanky at the same time as a result. That's not fun, it quickly becomes stale, and the meta suffers as a result. Thank you guys finally for understanding. It was so stupid. Before update 1.5, we were experimented with a potential fix for this issue on the PTS, but we and you, our community, weren't happy with the results, so we went back to the drawing board. So, like a one-by-one piece of paper that said, hey, I don't know where I'm going with this joke. In update 1.6, we're finally ready to implement a much bigger change that should get to the heart of the problem. Awesome. In 1.6, gear sets items will come with their own base armor as usual, but armor will be removed as a major bonus and replaced with health. Guys, I think that is really cool. I think that is really, really awesome. I honestly like health rolled onto things, and I think it's fantastic. Cannot wait. This is a great step in removing the toughness. Guys, in order for them to do this, they have to change the DPS, or not the DPS, I guess base damage, I guess all that surrounding weapons. So it's a big, big change, and hopefully they can get it right during the PTS. So really excited for that. It means that raw health and stamina will be main sources of toughness instead of armor mitigation. Oh, are they taking out armor mitigation? I guess so. Cool. I was never a big fan of that. This change is a major one, as it will also have an impact on healing, skills, skill power, damage, and overall meta. Health also scales more linear than armor, which makes it easier for us to balance in the long run. That's true. There are still talents that will give you bonus armor, but since you won't have as much armor, they won't have as much of an impact as before. Cool. Since so much of your current effective health in update 1.5 comes from armor mitigation, skill power and healing becomes trivialized. I saved myself with that one, guys. Why bother investing a lot of skill power when your first aid can fill up almost all of your health bar anyways? In this new system, that will no longer happen. In order to get a similar percentage of your health bar filled, you will need the skill power to make that possible. Very, very cool. This means there's suddenly room in the meta for players who invest into skill power, lowering their health to get more effect out of their skills. That's pretty cool. Same goes for damage dealing skills such as Sticky Bomb or Seeker Mine that have always dealt damage to raw health at their base level. They will not take off as a big of chunk of your enemy's health anymore. Jesus, that was so annoying, running into Seeker Mines all throughout 1.5. Or was it 1.4? It was one of those updates. Oh, that was so annoying. You'd get one hit Seeker Bald. Oh god, those were so annoying. I thought people were hacking when that craze started around. Apparently not. It was a thing in the game. Invest into skill power and you'll see your damage skills improved accordingly. In other words, you will have to make more choices when building your characters, which should make for a more fun experience and create a more dynamic meta. To prevent double bonus health rolls on legacy pieces of gear, all current health rolls will be turned into the new stat resistance. Oh! Wow, okay. Alternative. Currently, resistance bonus means you have a percentage chance to completely resist the effect of the given status effect. That's changed in 1.6. Now resistance are analoged instead of binary. Which means that they lower the effect of the status effect by its percentage instead of just canceling it. Oh! Okay. That's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. 40% burn resistance means 40% less burn damage and duration. Yes! Yes, that's awesome! Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. I like that. I really like that, guys. I don't know if you guys like that too. I'm really excited about that. What was the other thing I was really excited for? Hold on. Let's save that there. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Okay. What was the other thing I was excited for? Oh, yeah, the two-piece, weapon thing. Yeah, that was cool. Alright. Yeah. For example, if you do manage to build up a 100% resist to a specific status effect, it will no longer have an effect on you, and anyone trying to apply it to you will see a resisted message in the scrolling combat text. Wow. Somebody's gonna make some crazy builds surrounding that. That's gonna be really cool. We're also adding diminishing returns to status effects. Whenever a status effect is applied to you, you build up a certain amount of temporary resistance to it for a short while. Guys, I can already see it right now. Joe Farrow's mask, along with the 100% shock resistance build. You got yourself a pretty good build right there. It'll practically save you from sentries. Not sentries, what the hell? Sentry turrets. Yeah, there we go. So, I'm already calling it right now. People are going to be making Joe Farrow's mask with 100% resist to shock. So that's going to be awesome. We're also adding diminishing returns to status effects. Whenever a status effect is applied to you, you build up a certain amount of temporary resistance to it for a short while. Cool. As we're not introducing a new World Tier 1 update 1.6, these changes will also retroactively affect your current gear to avoid legacy gear. If you've already rolled a lot of armor onto your gear, you will find yourself with a lot of bonus health when you log in after update 1.6, so the changes shouldn't come as too much of a shock. All this means that we're also rebalancing parts of the game, like NPC damage and major and minor damage, bonuses on gear to make sure that time to kill and time to be killed, two things that have been constantly on our minds since 1.4. Massive. These things should have been on your mind since 1.0. I'm sorry, but they should have been on your mind since the day released. Don't become too long, again, and stay balanced. Cool, remember all of this will be available on the PTS, PC, Master Race. Did you guys hear that? Huh, that's weird. We know this is a big change, so we all want the feedback we can possibly get. I'm joking about that too, guys. It does suck that console players can't get the PTS yet. They said that they tried, like they really, really tried to get it on console, but it was probably up to Sony, it was probably up to Sony and Microsoft. They probably, not together, they probably didn't decide together, but like, oh, we can't do that, or I don't know, they just couldn't do it. So maybe in the future they'll work it into a way so they can. That'll be cool. Probably in 1.7, that'll be a reality for you console players. Summary of armor and resistance. Armor has been removed as a major bonus and replaced with Hell Gear set. Gear still comes with base armor, and some talents will still give bonus armor. Health and stamina are your primary means of toughness. Current health rules have been turned into the new stat resistance. Ultimate? Alliteration? I don't know. Wait, that's ALL, right? Oh, fuck, I don't know. Resistances have become analog instead of binary. Still not even sure what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but not technically. Diminishing returns have been added to status effects. Other parts of the game have been rebalanced as a result to make sure time to kill and time to be killed stay balanced. All changes are retroactive. Changes to the skill power and skills. In Update 1.4, we wanted to create a more varied meta and greater build diversity. Alpha Bridge was your varied meta and greater build diversity? Alpha Bridge? Really? Alright. Due to the way armor and skill power worked, we did not make it all the way. Alpha Bridge. Alpha Bridge. Jesus, I'm so bad at doing that. I should just stop trying to do that. With this new system, we hope to shake things up a bit. The choice between the different stats, firearm, stamina, electronics will become more important to help this happen. We've also made some changes to how skill power works in the division, since electronics aren't currently seen as a valid spec, which means less build variety. With Update 1.6, we're moving skill power to a system similar to armor, where it effectively scales according to which world tier you are in. In other words, every time you move up in a tier, you will need skill power in order to reach the same relative effectiveness of your skills. Compare that to 1.5, where your skills effectiveness would increase enough on its own without any actual investment. That's very true. I had a lot of skill power, and I had a lot of everything really in 1.5, and I guess everybody else did too, and there wasn't really any reason to go for an electronics build, or I guess skill build. So that's cool that they're actually, you know, doing something about that now. Actual investments in higher gear score items will kept. I'm gonna say kept from now on. Kept giving you a higher skill power. The skills have been changed as well, creating a bigger difference between low and high skill power builds. There are still diminishing returns, but they won't kick in until around 450k skill power. Jesus! That's probably gonna be the equivalent of maybe 200,000 skill power. That wow. Which means you'll have to put in a lot of work to reach those levels. Wow, okay. This also means that if you have a build with more or less no extra skill power, you will see your skills becoming less effective after 1.6 is released. If you have a balanced build, you won't see much difference from now, but if you're invested into skill power, your skills will become more efficient than they currently are. In order to reach higher levels, you will have to make choices and make sacrifices in others. Oh, that's a really nice picture. Oh, I'm definitely going to use that in some thumbnails. We're also making direct changes to a couple of skills to balance them out and make their mods more viable and interesting. Sticky Bomb, for example, will see some big changes. First of all, it will get a delayed detonation with a red... Oh, that sucks. Okay. Detonation with a red area warning and beeping sound before it explodes. Oh! Actually, that's not too bad. I think I'll end up enjoying that in the long run. Its mods will be BFB, you know, damage, flashbang, crowd control, no damage, no longer cause a disrupt status effect. Oh, thank God. That was so annoying. And an EMP that works against skills and skill proxies such as turrets and secret mines. This should make the Sticky Bomb more interesting to use and more manageable to fight against in both PvE and PvP. First Aid has been given a longer... Wait. First Aid has been given a longer cooldown, making both skill power and skill haste more important. The First Aid Defibrillator mod will now heal in 2 steps, one initial burst followed by a heal over time. Really? Huh. Before, it would just do it all at once. Okay. The shock turret has also been a small change and will no longer do any damage on its own. Did it do damage? What? Oh, it's Cyborg. What's up, dude? Really? I honestly didn't know shock turret did damage. It's probably very minimal damage. That's probably why I haven't noticed. But that's cool. We're also tweaking signature skills. The immunity has been increased to 60 seconds after signature skill use, but will now prevent you from being able to trigger the same skill when you already have the immunity. Oh, nice! That is awesome. I guess that's a good trade-off. So I'll go through that again. We're also tweaking signature skills. The immunity has been increased to 60 seconds after signature skill use, but will now prevent you from being able to trigger the same skill when you already have the immunity debuff from another agent's skill. Very cool. No more wasted signature skills. Skill haste will have an effect on signature skills as well as regular skills, and tactical link will give you less weapon stability compared to what it currently does. Oh, cool. Balancing it so it can be countered by Survivor Link. Its damage bonus has been lowered in PvP, but will stay the same in PvE. Okay, summary of changes for the skill power and skills. Skill power has been removed to a system similar to armor, where each new world tier you reach will demand a new skill power to reach the same effectiveness of your skills. There's a bigger difference in skill efficiency between low and high skill power builds. Changes that have been made to Sticky Bombs, First Aid, and Shock Turret. We've rebalanced signature skills and made it possible to trigger a signature skill when you've already suffered from its immunity debuff. Tactical Link's damage bonus has been lowered in PvP. That's really cool. NPC being takes was not a problem at all. No, it wasn't an issue whatsoever. I agree with that. So, yeah. That's all I can really say about that. Let's see. Okay, we still have PvP balancing, economy changes, in-game store, other changes, and the inclusion. So, we're almost done, guys. I thought this was honestly going to be like a 30-minute video. Like I said in the beginning, it was probably going to be around 30, whether it was a 30-minute to an hour long. Looks like it's going to be more towards the hour long, so maybe we can actually go over all this in under an hour. That's really cool. Another reason why I wanted to do this, guys, was just to go over every single little bit of information. I could have just taken all these bullet points done a video on it like that. I still may do that, but ultimately I just wanted to go over every single little bit of information so you guys don't miss anything, and we can also talk about some things as well. So I thought, hey, let's live stream. It's the best way to do it. So let's go into PvP balancing. A lot of what we're doing will have a direct impact on PvP in the game, but we're also making an explicit balancing change to make sure PvP becomes more rewarding and fun to play. All of these changes were debated heavily during the ETF workshops, and we'll be keeping a close eye on how things work out in the PTS. We're taking a look at hipfire, decreasing its stability, then moving. We're taking a look at hipfire, decreasing its stability when moving, and adding a separate camera setting for it so that it will take more skill to use. A separate camera setting? Huh? I don't know how that'll work. The damage gap between body damage and headshots has been lowered. Oh, cool. That's actually really cool. But that's something that will be tweaked based on PTS feedback. We're adding a 1 second delay after a combat roll before you can roll a gun. Guys, can we get a round of applause in the chat right now? All of you watching this right now, can we get a round of applause? It took them many months and feedback for them to finally do this. We'll go over that again in case you guys missed that. We're adding a 1 second delay after a combat roll before you can roll again. So now you're not going to see people rolling into oblivion. You're going to actually have a cooldown for that. Very awesome. Cannot wait. What, can you take a 2-minute break and read Discord? Okay. I think my Discord is going to pop up on the stream. So, I honestly don't know what's going to show up. So I'm going to try to drag it over there as fast as possible so you guys don't see it. In the Tuxbird one? Where? Okay, hold. Oh, snap. I opened up Windows Edge. Guys, you know what's weird? I have to use Windows Edge to upload my videos. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that. It's so stupid. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Doge, what do you want me to read in Discord? Just, I guess re-put it in Discord so I can see it right there at the bottom so I don't spend too much time on this. So let me know. And I'm going to continue on with this. Okay. As it currently too easy to spam, just spam rolls. Also, you're no longer able to reload your weapon while sprint. What? Also, you're no longer able to reload your weapon while sprinting? I don't think that's good. I think that's not cool. I think that's a terrible thing. I don't know about you guys. I personally think reloading, you have to be reloading while walking or still in order to reload. You can't do it while sprinting anymore. Okay, whatever. Alright, I'm not a big fan of that. As it stands, skills that can cause status effects are often seek as much picks in the PvP compared to other options, and there are no real effective counter. After 1.6, medkits will be usable when at full health, and will remove all status effects that still allow for players' input, such as fire, bleed, and disorient. Really cool. The rejuvenated gear talent, which used to grant this effect, has been changed to give additional resistance to status effects instead. What the hell did that do? I honestly don't remember what rejuvenated specifically did. Bleed will no longer prevent you from sprinting, or moving from cover to cover. Instead, it will slow you down in general. Okay, that's really cool. Medkits can also prolong encounters between players much more than intended. Because of this, the adrenaline talent will no longer provide an overheal to distinguish medkits from the first aid skill. Instead, it will provide a heal over time. We're also increasing the medkit cooldown to 15 seconds. It was probably 10. Oh, no, it was 12. Oh, that's not too bad. Up from 12, and you'll see your enemy armor bar flash whenever they use one to make it easier to identify what is going on during a fight. Oh, that's really cool. We're also aware of multiple talents that together increase survivability too much, again, helping to prolong encounters, so we'll be able to be balancing the effects of talents like on the move, battle buddy, and critical save. Summary of the PvP balancing hipfire stability while moving has been decreased and a new hipfire camera has been added. The damage gap between body damage and headshots has been lowered. When combat rolling, there is now a second delay before you can roll again. You can no longer reload your weapon while sprinting. Medkits now can be used at full health and remove certain status effects. The rejuvenated talent has been changed to be given more additional resistance to status effects. Adrenaline no longer gives an overheal from medkits, instead it will give a heal over time. Your enemy armor, health bar, and will flash whenever they use a medkit. Survivability talents like on the move, battle buddy, and critical save have some balancing changes. So that's cool. I really not a fan of that. Oh well, we're gonna hide that for a second. We're gonna what was I gonna say? I'm really not a big fan of the non-reloading while sprinting, but whatever. Okay, I'm looking in your Discord, Doge. Look at Tux's B pick. What? I don't understand. Okay, Doge. I'm gonna talk to you about this after I'm done live streaming because I honestly don't even know what the hell you even were saying. Bring back SMG. They wanted us to make a build of our own and have fun with their own playstyle. How can I do that when they nerf the SMGs? I know! They need a... I used to rock nothing but SMGs. I thought SMGs were the coolest. They're still my favorite weapon. In most games, they're my favorite weapon. My favorite weapon in the Division is the tactical AUG, and I really love that weapon, but unfortunately can't use it because of how nerfed the damn thing is compared to assault rifles. But maybe one day we'll see that that buff increase again. Gonna bop for now and play the Division. Join the Tux chat when you wrap up, though, my dude. All right, dude. I'll catch you in about 15 minutes probably. Appreciate you coming out, dude. The only thing that the reloading while sprinting thing should be for manhunts, trying to run away from other players. I like that. I actually do like that, dude. That's pretty good. They should have done that instead. That's actually it doesn't take it out completely from the game, but it removes it from players who went manhunt. So that's actually a really cool idea. I like that one. Okay, guys, we have economy changes, freaking in-game store, and other changes and conclusions. Let's knock these out right now. They're pretty short ones too. One thing we're adding in Update 1.6 that's been requested by our players for a long time is unlimited recalibrate. One thing we're adding to Update 1.6 that's been requested by your players for a long time is unlimited recalibration to items. In other words, you'll be able to recalibrate a given item as many times as you've liked from now on. Awesome. I hate on my freaking God roll drop Lova. The only thing I needed to change off of there was Fierce onto Competent, but I was never able to do that because I literally rolled it 6 times to try to get that, and I didn't get it. So rip me, am I right? So that's cool that they're actually finally now doing that. It will get more expensive every time, but that price will cap out after 5 recalibrations. Oh, that's cool. The price... It'll probably be like 1 million credits every time after that. The prices have been tweaked, so check the patch notes for more information. Only one stat per item can be recalibrated as before. Okay, that's good. From now on, helping a civilian will also reward you with intel. High-end pistols and survival won't cost Division Tech. And the scavenger box now actually scales with world tier. Oh, really cool, really cool. Those used to be useless. Some prices, like for gear sets and exotic weapons, have been tweaked. Summary of the economy. That's a new word, guys. Economy. Summary of the economy changes. Unlimited recalibration has been introduced. The prices increase each time, capping out at 5 recalibrations. Helping civilians reward intel. High-end pistols and survival no longer cost Division Tech. Scavenger box now scales with world tier. Some item prices have been tweaked. Very cool. The in-game store with 1.6 will also be revamping the in-game store, adding a new currency and extending the range of items available for purchase at a special vendor, including new emotes, weapon skins, and other vanity items. Oh, so guys, this is the equivalent of the Tess's Eververse trading company on Destiny. That was their in-game emoticon and I guess microtransaction store. I'm 60% sure this is going to be microtransactions, but we're going to wait and see. Here's this image right here. Premium vendor, so it's premium currency, and you can buy some pretty good stuff from it. I'll be honest, I'll probably throw some money into this game for those kind of exclusive items if it comes to it. But I don't know. In my I guess opinion, microtransactions should only be available for like weapon skins, or just ultimately skins or things that doesn't change the game at all. So if you want to add some emblems to your gun, you can buy some stuff with microtransactions, and you can do that, make it more fancier. I support that, but I don't like games with microtransactions that allow you to purchase something so you can be better than somebody else in the game. Not a big fan of those, and I see a lot more developers going that route nowadays, which is really, really cool. Probably heavily inspired from CSGO, so we'll give that one to them. From now on, other changes. From now on, all activities open world, underground, survival, and last stand will reward their own separate experience points, awarding their own cash every time you fill your experience bar after reaching max rank. Very cool. This means there will no longer be an overlap of experience points in underground, which from now on will make only reward underground XP and caches. We're also making a few changes to survival. Solo players will no longer be ending up in games together, but players queuing as a group and grouping up while in a survival game will be completely disabled in solo PvP survival. Thank you guys so much. In both PvE and PvP survival, reviving a down player will also cost a medkit, grouped or not. Okay, I am not a big fan of that one, but we'll see how it works out. Remember to always check out the patch notes to find out more. Summary of all of the changes. All activities now reward their own separate experience points and award their own caches. In survival, solo players can no longer end up in games with players queuing as in a group. Grouping up while in a survival PvP game has been disabled. Reviving a down player in survival always costs a medkit. Conclusions. Update 1.6 will be a major update to the Division and bring a lot of new stuff into the game. We hope the changes to armor, skill power, and resistance will make a creative new builds for interesting and varied, and that's the PvP changes. And that the PvP changes we're implementing will make player combat more balanced and fun in both Dark Zone and in Last Stand. We're also looking forward to see what you get up to in the Dark Zone areas, see you face down, legendary difficulty, and the new Contamination events, and what the leaderboards will look like once you've had some time with the update. Remember, update 1.6, expansion 3, Last Stand are not the end of the Division, and we'll keep bringing you updates moving forward. We'll have more information about those soon. To reiterate, update 1.6 will arrive on all platforms, free to all players in the near future, and will be available for testing on the upcoming PTS. See you in the Dark Zone, the Division dev team. Guys, there is the entire article. We read through it all. Now, guys, what out of all this information, what is your favorite thing to come from this article? So just I want to see everybody chatting right now. I want to see everybody commenting right now what their favorite new thing in 1.6 is, whether it be the new Dark Zones, the Contamination events, Dark Zone leaderboards, legendary difficulty, exotic items, and new gear set changes, the armor and resistance changes to skill power and skills, PvP balancing, economy changes, the in-game store, and some other changes. What are your guys' favorite things? And I want to kind of read those now. Alfonso, you know what the meta will be? Lay it on us. What do you think it'll be? That's what happens when a French company makes this game. Are you saying that it's going to become good? I mean, I don't know. I think personally, guys, I think the Division 1.6, 1.4 was the best update we've ever seen in the Division. 1.5 was the second best update we've ever seen in the Division. And that's an opinion by me, and probably 90% of the players out there that would have to agree with that. First couple updates to the game were complete garbage. 1.3, I'd say, was the most trash update of them all. 1.6, guys, will be the new 1.4 times 10, so I'm really excited about that. We need a gear score infuser so I can get my 229 showstopper to 256. That would be awesome. That would be really, really cool. Destiny, I remember when Destiny came out with that. That was really cool. Seeker is your favorite thing. PS4 Plays agrees with Seeker. I just said that sigh. Huh. I don't know how to sigh correctly. They are literally nerfing the crap out of Alpha Bridge, and I'm glad because that forces everyone using that build to run something else, which will allow creating build diversity. Totally agree with that, dude. I literally made like a 5-minute video talking about how the Division 1.5 was stale because everybody was using Alpha Bridge. That's honestly what the entire video was about. I specifically made a video just to bitch about Alpha Bridge, and I worked real hard on that video. To be honest, I spent like 5 hours making that video. It's ridiculous. First they remove armor. That's gonna be cool. Better loot, Dark Zone, new items, the Seeker, PvP arena, map expansions. This is gonna be the new. This is gonna be the new meta. Well, lay it on us, dude. What gun you should use with Seeker build? That's gonna be a cool one to figure out, guys. I'll definitely try my hardest to get the Seeker gear set and make a build for you guys as soon as possible. I'm gonna be trying to work so hard the first week or two of 1.6, and I'm just gonna try working so hard to get a lot of videos out for you guys, a lot of variety videos, as well as that too. So I'm really excited for that. A lot of work for me. Not too exciting, but I'm really ultimately I'm really excited. Is everyone here glad about what they are seeing about PvP? I am. SMGs are shotguns. Okay, that PvP is amazing, but PvP is stupid. Oh no, I don't agree with that. I don't. Okay, you should have included that in the same comment. I think that's ridiculous. Who is it? Skill Up? I think Skill Up is kind of the main guys behind that, saying that PvP is irrelevant and there's no skill in it, which I agree. There's not a lot of skill in it, but I don't know. That's coming from a guy who usually plays as who seems to always play like solo games and stuff like that, kind of like Destiny, I guess. That's totally fine. I like playing single player games. I get where he's coming from, but PvP definitely needed a revamp, and that's what we're kind of seeing in 1.6. Tank defense, build, Seeker set, and Reclaimer will be the meta. You think so? I do not think Seeker set will be the meta. Instead, I feel like Banshee's gonna make a hard return. You missed the whole stream? Well, don't worry about it, dude. I'm gonna be ending it pretty soon here, actually. I'm just going over final thoughts with everybody, so you can watch it. It should go live on YouTube like 5 minutes after I end it, if not within an hour after I end it, so you can rewatch the entire stream. It's about an hour long if you have time to do that. I really just wanted to go over everything that they had to say in the article, so you can check back up on that after the stream ends. They decrease the Seeker damage and range. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I think that was a good decision. What would be the best gun with the Seeker build? That's going to be the title of my next video for that I guess build that PS4 plays. So basically, get your defense. Oh snaps! Sets ready and prepared with maybe an even solid Firecrest build. PS4 plays SMGs and shotguns. No, 1.4. I hated it. Really, you hated 1.4? All right. I personally love 1.4. Brought me back into the Division. 1.3 drove me so far away from the Division. It was stupid. I stopped playing 1.3, and I guys, I'll be honest with you, I did not plan on returning to 1.4, or I guess I did not plan in any circumstances coming back and playing the Division. I was done with the game. I was tired of it. It was boring. It was the same thing over and over again. It was stupid, challenging, and really unbalanced. I was done with the Division. Bros for Lives was telling me, hey, there's a PTS coming out this week, which means that PC players get it first, and we get to test everything out for everybody, and we get to test out the update beforehand. And I told them, I'm not returning the Division. I'm not going to play the game anymore. And literally, the day it came out, I was like, Let's try it out. And that's why I'm here today, guys. Bros for Lives brought me back to the Division, and it was... I thank him for that. I've had a lot of fun playing the Division lately. Will your urban MDR be good? I sure hope so. Did I dismantle mine? Jesus, I hope I didn't. I finally got my urban MDR like a few weeks ago, and I hope I didn't dismantle that because it's actually not that bad of a roll on it. You like survival changes, but now you don't need to be careful because now you know you're going against other solo players and not have to worry about groups. Yeah. You just watched the sunset at Camp Epson and watched the New York turns into light and fucking camp. Okay. Urban sucks, man, because of the fire rate. They really just need to add they need to make the base damage higher for that gun for it to be more balanced. That's my opinion on it. Urban is just another sniper gun. Whoever needs want players to team up for. Guys, if you guys want to team up with Alfonso, add him up on PS4. So do that. I think I need to build... You think you need to build the Banshee. You definitely need a Banshee build. One of... personally, my top two gear sets is defense and Banshee. I really don't have a third one. If I had to say a third one, it would be Alpha Bridge. But it's one... Alpha Bridge, personally, is one of the most boring builds in the game because the only thing that it really adds is those extra talents on your weapons. So it's essentially like you're not even using anything unique in that standard. So I really don't have a third, I guess... I don't even have a top 3 for gear sets. Right now it's just defense first and then Banshee second. So guys, I think we're going to end it off with that. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. And if you've been here since the start of it over an hour ago, I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming out. I appreciate it. I really just wanted to talk about every single little bit of detail in this article instead of making a 45-minute video and spending 6 hours creating the entire thing and uploading it. Instead, I wanted to talk to you guys about a lot of the stuff coming out. Guys, that's normally the stuff that gets cut out of videos. I just wanted to talk about a lot of this live with you guys to see what your thoughts are and give you my thoughts on it as well. And I think it turned out pretty well. Hopefully, a lot of the stuff is going to be really, really awesome when it actually comes out. From what I'm seeing and what I'm reading here, 1.6 is going to be astronomically fun. It's going to be so good. There's going to be so much content for 1.6 as well. There's not just going to be rogue videos and or I guess challenge videos or news videos from the Division, like technically and build videos like 1.5 and 1.4 were. So you're going to be seeing a lot more variety of videos from me and other YouTubers, which is going to be fun and just going to be bringing a lot more life to the game. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I guess I'll end it off with that. Thank you guys so much for coming out. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like on it and also subscribe to the channel for more Daily Division content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be releasing a Rust video over here January 22nd on a Sunday. It's a Rust video, but get this. In Rust, it's kind of like DayZ or something. I don't know. You build bases and you survive. It's one of the more harder survival games out there because if you get raided, then you have to start from scratch all over again and face the hardships of creating your base and getting supplies. Rust is a very fantastic game. Me and bros, this was our easiest raid ever. The easiest raid we have ever done and the most loot. The best loot we have ever gotten from a raid as well. So I'm really excited to release that video tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but definitely be prepared for it, probably about 5 a.m., 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, I guess that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Later, guys.